Restarting draft, we're going back in. KGV on the first pick. Comfort bands. Kimmy, definitely they want to fight for it. They might ban out the chip again. They've been doing it for the previous
I think say
4 games that they played.
I guess so. I think for KGV, they themselves will want to open up the Lucas. So right on the money. You got a chip that's taken away. KE themselves, I think that they have enough respect. Very likely that their ban is going to be very similar to their previous game. So that will be the Matilda, the Lucas. As well as they didn't ban the Kimi.
Moskov. They banned out the Moskov first.
Okay,
yeah.
Moskov.
Yeah. So it was very targeted towards KGV. But on the other hand, though, I think KGV had a plan in motion. They were targeting Malik TZ, and I think it worked beautifully, putting him in a marksman that he's not very comfortable with dealing. And Luxenstein just out-farming him, out-laning him from the early game up till maybe 6-minute mark, and then he's just all over the map. So this time around, Harif again being banned out. We always see a Fanny ban being that last in that first phase.
It should be.
Should be again. And then Coach DJ just banning out the Moskov again. So that's my prediction.
Yeah. I don't think that it's going to stray off the tangent all that much. Although I gotta have to say that for the side of KGV's ban, it might change because this final ban, it might not be Fanny. Like, yes, Fanny is pretty darn annoying, but there is a very high chance that it can technically be a gamble that Louisa don't play that.
Your team is banning.
I don't think either wants to risk it with a Fanny because it's high risk, high reward though. It's very targeted. The Kimmy will be banned out, so this time
available.
Moskov, Kalea.
But do they want the Kalea?
You can always go with the grounder first. Kalea, okay. So Power's confident. Power's confident.
So this will put the ball on the court of Kingdom Esports. Suyo Joy is banned, so Suyo is available. Alpha is something that we can potentially see as well.
They might not go for the Alpha. Easy to read, too easy to read.
Too easy to read?
Yeah.
Maybe too early for them to kind of lock in onto that one for now.
Yeah, Phoveus again.
Suyo's still okay.
Phoveus again for Bear. It kind of works.
Phoveus for Bear.
Yeah, but I think then KGV will pick up the high loss for themselves.
Okay, I'm okay with Granger first pick.
Yep, Granger is
I'm also okay with Yadaka second pick.
Safe pick.
Yeah,
safe pick for
K. So because this is technically their blind pick, right?
Yep.
So coming up with the blind pick and with the third pick, they would be able to get that one hero that answers the previous answers the questions that KGV posed for them. So at this point in time, they do have the Kalea that is looking at catch, perhaps.
Catch, pickoffs, but they need follow-ups from the rest of the team. So I think this time around, they could be able to pick up the high loss once again, or opening it up to the last second, and then you pick up the something like Hilda, something that could chase someone down. But hey, if Suyo's open, might as well pick it.
Yeah, Suyo plus the Kalea. It's actually a pretty good combo with a Juicin.
Oh man, I totally forgot about Juicin because we were always
slipped out our minds.
We were too focused on Kimmy or Kimberly.
Yeah, or Kimberly.
We forgot about Juicin.
Kimberlin.
Chen Juicin.
Chen.
No, I don't know what to say.
Chan.
Maybe
Juicin Chan. Juicin Chan.
Oh, like you mean the Japanese the Chan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the very famous song nowadays, the Choco Minto thing.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't want to know either.
Yeah, you shouldn't know that. Don't.
Why are we whispering?
Low stakes.
Low stakes.
Choco Mint is low stakes.
Okay, but hey, speaking of stakes though, since the Eve is getting picked up over here, I want to talk a little bit about stakes for this match, especially for KGV.
Okay.
One game out of Flash, if you take one entire series off of Kingdom Esports, you're more or less in.
Yeah,
the only biggest issue right now that you have to face is either RSG or Evil.
Yeah. And I don't think that they will have a lot of issue per se.
I don't think they'll have a lot of issue.
I think that it's fair enough to say that they will lose one of these series.
Yep. That's a very
safe thing to say.
Optimistic outlook. Okay, we'll lose one, but we'll win the other.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But I can understand the Yves pick, of course. When it comes down to looking at a Juicin on the opposite side, Yves has always been a very good answer to making sure that you win the lane. You do have the superior range as compared to a Juicin.
Utility versus control.
Yes.
That's what I always like to say.
Okay.
The only thing is, who do you pair with the Juicin? Actually, no. It's already paired with the Kalea. So it's the Kalea versus the Gacha in the...
That's the layering.
Yeah, in the mid side. You have the zone control for Yves with the RWM. So that creates a lot of space and pressure for the AOG to be brought onto your opponents. Going into the ban though, taking out the Moskov, taking out the Hayabusa, I think that might also be a Irithel ban. That might also be another jungle, and I'm thinking Assassins. You want to risk it with a Hanzo, maybe?
Oh, Hanzo is okay. Yeah.
Because he's emphasizing a lot on the Assassins.
Yeah, but I'm not too sure whether Singapore really plays a lot of Hanzo per se.
Not a lot. I think in community tournaments,
we are
yes.
We are more fighter jungler.
I remember Hades actually picked up the Hanzo quite a bit, but because of the changes in meta, it might shift.
Your team is picking.
This is like the same moment when I called out the Yves and the Loi.
Yeah.
This is like
The Yves and Loi.
we're getting our own pop-offs.
We're getting our own. It just
getting
takes
our
time.
own.
It just takes our time.
It takes 9 seasons.
It takes 9 seasons to pop off.
Okay, so now I actually really like the fact that they have decided to pick up the Gatokacha first, being a very comfortable pick, and only then after pick up the Yves. Considering the fact that having a Yves on your own and then the Gatokacha on the opposite side, it actually cancels RWM because of the taunt. Since you cannot cancel RWM with a knock-up, with a stun, with a root, with only a taunt or a suppress.
Actually, taunt?
Taunt can because you are forcing that attack. And when in RWM, if you force an attack, or rather if you use basic attack.
Oh, okay. I get you. You're forcing the Yves to get off RWM and use a auto attack. But like I said, the Hylos will definitely be picked up by KGV. It's too valuable for them.
I think this is like their thing now.
It's their thing. It's their thing. It's either the Lucas Matilda or you just pick up the Hylos.
Yeah. If they want to go for the carry here, I think it's.
Good choice though. You have to purify away from the Cho. That would be enough, and then just a traditional front to back. You just have to play safe, because in a lane-to-lane matchup, Granger will win you any time of the day.
The only thing I'm concerned is about range, right? The main thing that a carry suffers from is range. But it's okay. We've got that locked in. And the final pick that we want to see from KE when it comes down to jungle. Now we gotta have to look through the list, man.
Fanny Ling.
Oh yeah, Fanny. Oh, Leomord is okay.
Ooh.
Leomord is okay.
Nolan.
It's like we completely forgot.
We completely forgot. It's just like how Layla forgot about him as well.
Is that the Lord?
Sent to the void.
It's not the other way around. I'm not sure. Because
No,
usually
forgot about the daughter. No.
Because usually it's the dad that abandons the daughters, not the daughters.
For buying milk.
I mean, yeah.
So he went to the void to get milk.
Yeah. Excuse me.
It's Ling. It's Ling.
It's Ling. Okay.
It's
very bold.
Risky. Haven't seen Ling for a long time.
If we want to look at Ling, we need to look at lane priority.
Yep.
EXP lane, what are we looking at going up against the Hylos? They have a Gatokacha, right? Not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. Ranger doesn't deal a lot of damage to the Hylos alone as well.
Not gonna go anywhere. Mid lane most important, right? I think that having the Yves that wins against the Juicin is great.
Yep.
But when it comes down to the roam, who is the roam of KE?
Kalea.
KE.
No,
KE.
KE. Gato.
Oh wait, then who's the EXP of KE?
Hey.
We're going. It's coming to my mind very soon. I think I'm starting to remember. No. I'm starting to remember. Yeah. The
Cho. Oh, okay.
Wait,
okay.
Cho
EXP
over
Bear Concussive
Rome?
Blast. That's why it's so forgettable. That's why it's so forgettable. I think they swapped it around. Okay, FMM getting pulled back. Lots of damage from him.
Okay. I think that is a pretty interesting development. Normally the Cho is the roamer instead.
I think they want to try something out. You can proxy the wave as well. You're a little bit more fast movement, but we'll see how Bear plays around with the Chow.
With the Chow. Okay, so how's this gonna work out? The main thing I want to look for is Ling. Ling has not a very good wave clear. Jungle clear, right?
Actually, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. The only thing is, he is right now quite susceptible to a lot of stuns. You can use the Temples of Blaze, but then you waste a valuable resource, and you're very snowball reliant if you're playing a Link. Walker Knuckle take a lot of damage from FMM though.
Wow, that is a lot. But in the meantime, now FMM is probably... He could have walked away.
He could have walked away.
He could have walked away, couldn't he?
But I think Bear was over there already, so I think he was saying like, "Oh, go! I'm here! I'm here."
Well, kind of
too soon, too late.
Oh well, but it's okay. That is just the first death coming from Southern Kingdom Esports. I think that there is still possibilities, of course, because we're still so early into the game, right? So I don't think we need to talk too much about the gold lane in this case. None of the teams, or maybe only King's Vanguard, because they do have opportunities to go for kills on the Ranger. But Ling, I think that it's far short to be able to get a kill down to carry this early, especially since they have the Gattacacha and Lulu.
Right.
The Cho role would have probably been a lot better.
I would say it kind of works the same. It's just you have a lot more faster roaming. Since you have the Concussive Blast as well, you can proxy the wave and start to roam. So we see Bear a lot more in the cross-map plays rather than Super Ryan's high loss. But the issue is, once you hit the 5-minute mark, you're going to see King's Vanguard playing that 3-2 composition that we know and love. But for Kingdom Esports, we'll see how FMM tries to set things up, because we've seen it in the first game of today, or the first series of today, where they're banking on FMM to make the plays with the AOG. And when that doesn't happen, the rest of them just stops and just backs off.
So, at this point, I think... Oh, okay, hold on a second. It seems like the RWM is just going to be popped, but fortunately, Melon did not manage to do anything to anyone at this point. In fact, all of the members from King's Vanguard walked away completely scot-free. And they're fine.
Yeah. I think it was a little bit of a panic for Melon. They thought they could beat all... they could take all of them out, but Walker Knuckle actually popped the ultimate just in the nick of time, or just walked out the RWM. Not enough damage for now. Louisa is a little bit too slow on that Ling so far. Oh, FMM, again, getting pulled back into the pool of water right there that Bao created. Here comes Bear as well.
Yep, that is a good amount of knockup as well as the Wheel of Dragon on the Bao, but
he's still alive!
Away, and he even got a pretty nice pickup. But FMM managed to iframe away with the Avatar of the Guardian. It's gonna be A-okay now, and there's no casualties at all.
Yeah, we're talking about action, reaction. King's Vanguard is very, very reactive, and Bao has been doing such a great job just taunting and pulling everyone out. So no retribution for Louisa. The turtle looks like it's going into the hands of... Nope! Spoke too soon. Nandes goes down.
Yeah, and doesn't seem like that's going to be the end of the fight just yet. We do have yet another Tsunami Slam. It worked out pretty well.
Ooh,
but
nice
Bear, with a return Way of the Dragon, pushes Bao to where he came from. And that is kind of like a nice retaliation.
Too much aggression coming in from King's Vanguard. They stayed in the purple buff way too long. Good call by Louisa, forcing the retribution down and then taking out Nandes in the process, buying them some time to fight for that turtle. Now, remember if you're a Ling and you're playing an assassin, you don't really necessarily like to do the turtle or Lord dance. You rather have the rest of the opponent's team whittle the HP down first and then swoop in with the retribution. So a lot of timing is necessary. 5 members from King's Vanguard down here trying to go in. No contest whatsoever from KE, and King's Vanguard takes down yet another objective.
1-2, current scoreline, 5 minutes into the game already. And this is the point in time where there is gonna be a lot more movement all across the map. So I think mobility is gonna be the name of the game, right? Kingdom Esports, they have got Bear that can move around fast. We've got Ling as well, and pretty much that is all. FMM, yes, it does have the AOG, so you can initiate from many different angles too. So put that all into context, Kingdom Esports should be able to respond should be able to respond most of the aggression that King's Vanguard decides to throw over to them.
Yeah. Looking like they're nearing each other. You got a Glorious Pathway already laid down for minions to slowly march in. Desperately want to take down that T1 bot though.
But unfortunately, the creeps did not stay alive for long enough for them to do anything. While Bao settles himself onto the wall and was hoping that he'll be able to look for an opportunity, only for him to tidal wave out.
A very good call by Kingdom Esports, just waiting for the Glorious Pathway to end. A little bit too trigger happy for Super Ryan. If he waited a little bit longer for the Glorious Pathway to get laid down, he might have been able to take down that T1. But hey, you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Kingdom Esports now still having the slight advantage in terms of economy. Not too much, but Matic TZ with a core item pick up with the Sky Piercer. So expect a lot more aggression coming in from Kingdom. The King's Vanguard though, very defensive, very passive, more reactive. AOG.
Yep, Tsunami Slam lands on, but it doesn't seem like Luxustin will be able to stay alive for long enough, but he's going to be staying himself on the back for a bit. Well, Walker Knuckle, he decides to go all the way to the back lines. He did manage to get a nice pickup on the Malik TZ, but doesn't have enough damage to do any of that. Well, in the meantime, we also do have the Surge of Life passive that actually managed to clutch the cat onto someone from the side of Kingdom Esports. But from that point on, that is both teams that have decided to call it stalemate and truce.
Oh, man. Close but no cigar. I think it was very close for King's Vanguard. Very risky move, especially by Walker Knuckle underneath the turret. Sandwiched by 3 members. No flickers, no Crimson Beacon. Using the Crimson Beacon to reposition himself to try to take down Malik TZ. But in the end of the day, it was still a free and easy sort of escape mechanism from that. So a little bit more time until the Crimson Beacon comes online. But look at how Walker Knuckle is actually pushing everyone away with the pepper spray.
Pepper spray. Very apt, actually. But for now, big little pickup over to FMM, only for him to get way of the dragon, as Bao doesn't seem like he will be able to stay alive for long. But before breathing his last breath, he did manage to get a nice tidal Tsunami Slam out, and now the RWM also just going to be capping and putting everyone boxing it all up. Nonetheless, as well as Luxustin, only last 2 members remaining, but Luxustin, he still have got a lot of these light wheels to throw over to Kingdom Esports. As such, 1 for 3 trade. That's not looking good for King's Vanguard at all. But at least Nundes is still alive, and he can try to go for this turtle unless that happens.
Beautiful reaction time from Louisa. But the damage from Luxustin, you can see it's coming to fruition. It's coming in hard. Kingdom Esports was staying a little bit longer than expected. Taking a lot of damage right there. Look how they trapped everyone in. Louisa blocked off all the entrance. Walker Knuckle underneath that bush, and once the RWM gets laid down, the AOG comes in. That's the zone of control that we're talking about for Kingdom.
Yep, and not only that, right? I think that he played very well within of the RWM, keeping and making sure that Walker Knuckle is unable to just casually walk right out of him. They held him inside there, and all of the damage that's currently that's like thrown in from Malik came to fruition. But now it does seem like we found the hunter got hunted. Boy, oh boy! Now is that a plot twist that we see?
Yeah, a very tricky situation that Louisa was in, but Bao having the Tsunami Slam it has sort of a longer stun duration. But then again, King's Vanguard ramping up that tempo once again. Next big objective will be the Lord in 50 seconds as Kingdom Esports trying desperately to defend their T2s. Cracking down on the T1 mid would be the top priority for either side as both teams, again, with economy, even Stevens.
So I think that this is a stalemate, right, all the way through and through. We've seen a couple of these team fights that went on around, but personally, Churros, which one do you think has a high chance over the later stages of the game?
I think King's Vanguard has a better chance, but I wouldn't discount Granger's, unlimited scaling potential with the passive.
Right.
The more you slay minions or the more you slay creeps, you get more. But hold on a second right here. Red Dragon.
Does seem like Bao is trying to get himself out, and he did manage to get himself out actually. With a quick little pickup coming from Walker Knuckle, brings Bear down and throughout all of that all. But Malik Teezy, he managed to get a kill down onto Luxionstein as well, one of the main few important members. But King's Vanguard took that opportunity to wipe out the rest of the members from Kingdom Esports, leaving Malik Teezy the last member alive.
Free Lord, free T1. Malik Teezy wants to find a way to try to disrupt them. As Walker Knuckle really down low, but not enough for Malik, not enough damage, not enough range, not enough reach to take him down in the process. So free and easy Lord over the side of King's Vanguard, but what a play from them. You see the damage from Luxionstein really starting to show. It's the damage that he deals over time, although albeit a single target, it's just too much for Kingdom Esports to handle at this point. And like I said, in the later stage of the game, the longer this goes, the damage of Luxionstein will scale. And Malik Teezy, though, the longer he stays, the longer he can spam those skills. So I'm saying it's still a 50-50. It might be a stalemate all the way. It is a stalemate now. We'll see how much that Lord can do.
So the purple buff currently being tackled by Louisa should be able to keep Louisa at level 15 so that they will be able to contest for the next turtle with great efficiency, as both junglers would be at level 15. But with the fact that they have lost 4 members in the previous fight, I think that is a I guess it's a very good reference to what they can expect in the upcoming fight. They have to be extremely careful with how they position themselves, especially since Ling haven't really found much opportunity to jump over the back line, since this is a very backline heavy line. They need to coordinate together and well enough. And speaking of coordination, that is the Tempest of Blades fully used up. And that is even Malik Teezy coming in for a nice little snipe to bring Nandes down. So that split push did not work out well.
Yeah, but the Lord's still marching down the bottom side. It's no longer a Madara right now. However, though, I think it was Nandes just playing with his food a little bit too much. We're going back in to the previous thing that we talked about in the draft. Like, how do you deal in a late game situation, especially within Granger? And I think Malik Teezy has been popping off.
I think that there's definitely a lot more potential for both of the gold laners. This is just one of the games that really depended on the gold laners and see what we can potentially do with both of them. But there is still, how can I say this? Because this is such a stalemate game. Kingdom Esports is mostly winning because of objectives and the fact that they have a Suyo. So Suyo...
This is King's Vanguard.
Yeah, King's Vanguard.
KGV and KE. Yeah, KE on the other side, though. Louisa has been doing a ton of work with the split push objectives, making sure that the lanes and objectives are being halted. Look how far he's pushing in. No one can actually stop that Ling unless it's Bao who focuses on him with a Tsunami Slam. This is a very, very long cooldown, enough for the rest of the team to take him down.
So at least Nandes, in terms of jungle to jungle, if you're going down to the 50-50, it's not exactly 50-50 due to the fact that Nandes have got his Blade Surge. I think that he's still able to win in most of these fights, while the only thing that's working out for Louisa is the fact that he does have Tempest of Blades, so he does have iframes while he's trying to snipe out that lot in that 50-50 window. But most of that advantage still goes over to Nandes, and Nandes is the one that sets the pace and sets the timing for when is the optimal time to do retribution.
So it is something that King's Vanguard likes to play around. Luxionstein's online, just protect the President to the best of their abilities. 30 seconds until Lord spawns up. As long as Luxionstein stays alive, then Kingdom Esports will not be able to take the cake on this one, because it is easier for carry to deal sustained amounts of burst damage or melting damage onto themselves rather than Malik Teezy to land all of his bullets all in one shot.
So what's gonna be next? 10 seconds left on the clock for the Lord. I would definitely like to assume that it is all about the game of Lords and objectives, but there must be something a little bit deeply rooted in for all of that to eventually happen.
Yeah. So Lord spawning up. King's Vanguard is already in position. Here comes Bear.
Bear, where is he? He's just gonna be hovering around the Lord, looking for the opportunity. He does have Flicker, he does have the Way of the Dragon as well. Louisa very far behind, just so that he doesn't get caught in the off chance that King's Vanguard somehow managed to touch him. And wouldn't want to allow that to happen at all. Unless quick little idea and opening up onto the brushes. Complete stalemate. Both teams are very unwilling to do anything. But here's the difference though. Super Ryan is a little bit deeper into the brushes together with Lakshan Stain, and that is a very bold move. FMM doesn't have a lot of HP to work with. In fact, he's been poked out quite a bit. In fact, 1/3 of his HP has already been whittled down. Nanda's position, we need to look out for that. Nanda's position might actually catch someone completely off guard. I think they should be able to see where Louisa and FMM is. So with that Blade Surge alone, keeping FMM lower than 50%, I think that this pretty much deters Kingdom Esports from doing too much.
Yeah, Louisa's presence all over the map, especially on the long side, is biting King's Vanguard in the foot as well. Because there's not much that they can do, no one that they can send. If they send the Suyo over, then Kingdom Esports is able to take the cake on the team fights on a 4v4 situation because the zone control is just way too immense for King's Vanguard to handle. Melon needs to get close. The range of the RWM will be a strong threat to Kingdom. Oh, there.
Immediate jump coming in from the side of Bao, but it doesn't seem like they will be able to do too much. Bear is going to be the first person taken down. FMM quickly, AOG right on the spot, hoping that he will be able to do something. But in the meantime, Louisa all the way to the back line. He did manage to find a kill down on Lakshan Stain, but now he's currently under threat. He tries to run away, or rather Bao tries to run away. Louisa got himself up onto the wall and continues onto the pursuit, but doesn't have enough damage to continue on to that fight. As such, they're going to be moving on to taking down the Lord after getting themselves a nice kill on Walker Knuckle and Lakshan Stain.
Yeah, they just can't take Louisa down. And slowly pushing on that top side as well. Minions are pushing in the favor of Kingdom Esports. Lakshan Stain being wide and open, being targeted by Bear, set everything in motion. You have Lakshan Stain so easy to take down as well. And Louisa there for the cleanup, so it's very good target prioritization right before that lure because they know that if Lakshan Stain continues to stay alive, King's Vanguard will win any situation whatsoever. The issue is right now they don't really have an enchanter, so not a lot of heals, not a lot of sustain, reliable sustain coming in from the KGV side.
So now Kingdom Esports, they have the Lord working for themselves. A single crash of the Lord should be more than enough to do a decent amount of damage over to the T3 turret, but not quite enough to bring it down just yet. As Kingdom Esports did not try to move in tandem with the Lord, but there we go, that nice little catch! Bring Bear down! And now with 4 members down from the side of Kingdom Esports, this is actually an opportunity for King's Vanguard to find even more of these catch. In fact, the catch is on Malitizi, forcing the flicker over to the side of Malitizi. He managed to create a decent amount of distance, but that is economy and that is skill. Flicker that has been taken away from Malitizi.
Yeah, Walker Knuckle actually committed the Crimson Beacon as well. And I think that would be a very good catch onto Malik because he hasn't died one bit. 4-0-5 for this Granger. King's Vanguard having a tough time taking him down or finding an angle to do so. Again, we're right at a stalemate once again. 49,000 gold lead, 1,000, not gold lead, but gold for either side. So this is really looking like it could be anyone's game. As long as King's Vanguard loses Lakshan Stain, then it's Kingdom Esports' game win.
So this boils down to team fight. The moment that a single team has lost too much members, that would just end in the demise of someone. Bear was almost being caught right in the brushes that he resided in, but if he were to play a little bit aggressively, I think that he could have caught Walker Knuckle because Walker Knuckle played with a flicker, not a purify. So anytime that Bear finds the opportunity to go Walker will turn the tide of battle a lot, and in fact, they did manage to find a kick on the Walker Knuckle. As such, first person down, but they're going to be moving on to the next one. The AOG coming in from the FMM is just going to be cutting off the rest of the escape route coming from the side of King's Vanguard. Nandes as well as Super Ryan, the last 2 members remaining. How exactly are they supposed to deter the aggression from Kingdom Esports?
Oh man, that was such an unfortunate sequence of events. You said it, it happened. You're really jinxing King's Vanguard this time around. It's Kingdom Esports slowly but surely showing why Granger is the unlimited scaling hero. Punching in as well. Super Ryan next to fall by the hands of Malik Teasy. Won't be able to survive that. Nandes?
Oh,
looks like it's going game 3.
And ended. This is the second. In fact, I think that this is the very first MPL that we have seen two series that went all 3 games.
I remember one of the seasons we had one day, every single one, but it's not the first day.
It's definitely not the first day.
Every single one, every single week was every single match.
Series.
Yes, every single series
full 3 games.
was full 3 games, and that was like a 12-game day for us. Super tiring, not only for us but for the players themselves as well. So kudos to Kingdom Esports. We're going into another game 3 up against King's Vanguard, and I think King's Vanguard has this sort of like thing with them. If they have that momentum, they're able to ride the momentum all the way. But if it's a stalemate, they kind of lose their composure. And now, turns of tables once again. Kingdom Esports have the momentum, have the upper hand after this game's win. So looking over or reflecting on the previous, on this game, what do you think went wrong?
Honestly, I think that this game is just more the fact that they have got no ways to really deter the dive. This is KE's game to dive, and whenever they find the opportunity to open up that kind of dive, be it Bear or Louisa, to jump over to the backs, KGV, realistically, they don't have enough bandwidth to immediately respond. Because Bao, he wants to be the aggressor.
Yeah.
Super Ryan, he also wants to be the aggressor. He wants to be that garrison all the way in the front, and unfortunately leaving Liechtenstein as well as Walker Knuckle kind of untouched. And in fact, even if Bear were to find the opportunity to just kick either one of those, one of these heroes, none of these players can help. If Walker Knuckle is the one that got kicked, then we lost the stagger. We don't have any ways to kind of follow up after Bao. If Liechtenstein is the one that got caught, Walker Knuckle needs to take time before he can realistically be able to pick anyone up. If you want to make it faster, you want to make it 2 times faster, you have to use your Crimson Beacon right in their face.
Right. I have to say as well, remember when we started the game, we talked about Singaporeans and macro gameplay. KE really showed us that they are playing the macro game. Louisa wasn't in the team fight at all. He was slow pushing on the opposite side of the map, in the long lane as well. Once Bear and FMM actually created that setup pressure onto any one of the members, Louisa hears the sound, hears the alarm, and sees the bad signal and flies into motion. So I think it was still overall good pickup. I would have said a Hanzo, if a Hanzo was picked here, remember, in the draft, if a Hanzo was picked here, they might have lost because they can't deal with the side lane pressure.
Fair.
KGV, on the other hand, I think Nandes didn't play as well of a game as he should have because he wasn't initiating on the opposite side, and he was very, very gung-ho. Remember that one-to-one kill on like against Ling? He wanted to go in, but he wasted all his resources and got that kill by Louisa. So
I think it was Malik TZ. He came in like for the final snipe.
For the final snipe, but that created so much
momentum,
stacks for the Sky Piercer as well.
Fair.
Yeah.
Sometimes even the Sky Piercer kind of like completely takes me off guard. But one thing that I definitely need to mention is Melon's damage here with the Eve, right? In the previous game, when we were looking at the skill shot style, when it comes down to what was that, Novaria, clearly didn't do anything. But now with the Eve, I definitely applaud them for picking the Gatukacha and then into the Eve. I really like the fact that they picked up both of these 2 heroes and kind of the way that they drafted it as well. I like it. And with the Juicing on the opposite side, gives you even more reason to pick up this Eve. So the game is definitely great coming in for Melon, which explains why he got like 39% damage output. So